Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. Sam is busy today getting to be an FOB. No, not friend of Bill, father of the bride. He'll return next Tuesday. Today on the show, we're going to be talking to Janine Hansen. She doesn't believe that public employees like school teachers should be running for office. Why not? We'll find out. And then we're going to talk to George Caballero. He was a participant in Street Vibrations. What could we do a little bit better? All coming up next. And on the pundit panel today, we have Adam Mayberry, Bilyeu, and Liz MacMenamin. It's all coming up next on the new Nevada Newsmakers.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
The Abowed family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Catch a straight, dine at 8, lucky you. Lucky you. Dance till 1, have some fun, lucky you. Lucky you. Taste the shrimp, have a sip, try the pool, play it cool. At the Sienna Hotel Spa Casino, lucky you.
The biggest risk your company can take.
Well, Barbara, you did very well on your interview.
Hiring employees can help your business get to the next level.
And your resume looks outstanding.
And it can also expose you to corporate crimes and costly lawsuits that can bring your company to its knees.
So, we'd like to offer you a position.
Before you hire another employee, hire the professionals at Employer Links. Call today to get our free CD-ROM, The Top 8 Risk of Hiring Employees.
If you own a business and want to maximize your company's potential, join the Retail Association of Nevada. Our membership benefits include the Nevada Retail Network Self-Insured Group, providing workers' compensation coverage that can lower your rates. That savings can go directly to your bottom line. We are an effective pro-business organization that lobbies on behalf of our business members. The Retail Association of Nevada, protecting Nevada businesses for 35 years. Call 882-1700 to see what we can do for your organization.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad, political analyst Ande Engleman on No Holds Barred Political Forum. Now, from the News 4 Broadcast Center, here's Sam Shad.
And clearly, I'm not Sam. Janine Hansen has been with the Eagle Forum and the American Independent Party for many years and has been very active in representing their interests both at the local level and at the state level and before the legislature. Janine, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for inviting me, Andy.
Could you explain a little bit what the Eagle Forum is?
Yes, Eagle Forum is a national, constitutional, pro-constitutional, pro-family organization of volunteer grassroots of men and women and families all over the nation. In Nevada, we've been active since 1974.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. All right, now, December 31st, you're coming out with an initiative petition.
October 31st.
I'm sorry, I said
Nevada Day.
Right, that's right.
Right.
Okay, October 31st with an initiative petition. Does that mean you're going to file it before then at the Secretary of State's office?
Yes, right before that.
And the purpose of this is to?
The purpose is to prohibit government employees from serving in elected office. Actually, the Nevada Constitution in Article 3 already prohibits that. It says that no person that is part of one part of the government, say legislative or executive or judicial, may serve in another part. And why? Because, of course, the foundation of our nation believes in separation of powers. What's happened over the years on this is that we've had some Attorney General's opinion and some other opinions
From the Ethics Commission, I think, was
it was from actually Legislative Counsel that said, well, in some cases this is all right. The Constitution doesn't really say what it says. So what we want to do with this initiative is to say, yes, the Constitution really says what it says, and we mean this, because this is such an important concept, the separation of powers.
All right, now let's get into this a little bit. What's wrong with a school teacher holding office, say at the legislature?
Well, we really feel it's a conflict of interest because they have a particular interest in increasing the size and scope of government, whether it be in the schools or whether they happen to be in the fire department or in the police department, and that they can't really represent the people at large. This bears out when you look at how the voting records were. Of the 16 government employees who serve in the legislature, only one voted against the $830 million tax increase. So we feel it's consistent that what we have is a conflict of interest.
Okay, and I think I looked at that. You're talking about the list that was in the Las Vegas Review-Journal. I believe Marcus Conklin is not an employee of Western Nevada Community College, so I think you're at 15. He taught a course there one time, and
well, that's what he put on. That information came from the Ethics Commission.
Well, he put down he was paid some money from them.
Yes,
and
so that's where
that's
what that comes from. So if they're working in government, our initiative bars part-time work as well as full-time.
Oh, really?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
And also if they're on a leave of absence. So they either have to resign from their position and to serve in the legislature or wherever they might be serving. But it also includes full and part-time.
Okay, now up here this would include Ron Connect, who works from Carson City, who's a Republican.
And he's the only one that voted against the tax increase. He's the one exception.
And he works for the state, for the Public Utilities Commission. Then we've got, who else? Bernie Anderson, who's a school teacher.
Jason Geddes works for the university.
Geddes works for the university, who's also a Republican, isn't he?
Yeah.
And then Sheila Leslie.
Yes,
And she works for the courts. And is there anybody else? Is that it up here
for
in
Northern Nevada? That's mostly it for Northern Nevada.
Okay, now what about attorneys? Attorneys are officers of the court. Under our present Constitution, should they be holding office?
You know, that's an interesting question because some people would argue that that is the case. We know that attorneys have traditionally, since the time of the Founding Fathers, participated as members of the legislative body and so forth. And so that question is not answered by our initiative. We do not go that far. But some people would argue that that is something we should consider.
All right, well, what's the difference between a public employee holding office and, say, somebody from the power company who wants to vote on things to enhance the power company?
Well, certainly that is a conflict of interest as well. And when they participate in the legislative process, just as Ann O'Connell did, although she was against the tax increases, she did not vote against them. She had to withhold her vote because her husband is involved with the leadership in a bank. So that is a direct conflict of interest, and she did not vote. That's the proper way to do it. However, the government employees voted on all the tax increases, and it does increase the size and scope of government.
Well, I think this is an argument that's going to get very heated as time goes by. Janine, I hope you'll come back again and see us once more.
Thank you very much for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. And we'll be back in just a minute to find out what could be improved in street vibration.
Hi, I'm Dan.
And I'm Terry.
And this is Dan's Pizza and Parlor. Everything we make here is from scratch. Our fresh cut fries, homemade hamburgers made to order, fresh pizza dough made with 3 types of flour, and Terry's secret pizza sauce, and Dreyer's world-famous ice cream. And if you have a sports team, your kids can really have a great time here. Oh! Dan's Pizza and Parlor on Victorian Avenue, just down the street from Great Basin Brewery next to Pyramid Highway.
Would you like to savor a Trento pork chop? Or maybe pasta rags with grilled chicken? Hugo's Tuscan Grill at D'Andrea is a celebration of color, flavor, and freshness. Each dish is created from natural, wholesome foods that is delicious and nutritious. Hugo's is a comfortable restaurant with breathtaking city views. If you enjoy great food and good company, visit us here at Hugo's. It's the best that dining can be. 2900 South D'Andrea Parkway in Sparks.
Welcome to Sushi Club, best sushi in town.
The Sushi Club in Independence Square used the best quality products. The sushi is dynamite, and the service is just wonderful.
The Sushi Club is bigger and better. We have 11 sushi chefs on staff, and the service is great.
All your friends will tell you that Sushi Club is the best place for the best sushi.
Come join us for lunch or dinner.
The Sushi Club, 294 East Moana Lane in the Independence Square.
Now that's great sushi.
To experience the royal cuisine of India, you need some serious magic or simply transport yourself to India Garden, right here in Reno, where you'll discover Indian specialties refined over centuries. Seekh kebab, tandoori dishes cooked in our own tandoor oven, biryani specialties, curries, fresh-baked Indian bread, over a dozen vegetarian dishes, even dishes rare to India like dosa, South Indian-style crepes. India Garden off South Virginia near Sports West. We are India.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
For many years, George Caballero and his wife have come over from Truckee to participate in Street Vibrations. He has some cogent observations on this year's event. George, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you live in Truckee and you work for?
The Truckee Donner PUD.
All right, and your wife, Andrea, you and she both come over for the Street Vibrations all the time, right?
Yeah, we've made almost every one since its inception, yeah.
Okay. What is it you like so much about the Street Vibrations?
Well, it's a good event. It's great to meet friends that we see once, twice a year, and they usually come up and make the event. We enjoy riding. We enjoy the displays, the vendors, the music. It's all, as a whole, it's a great event. It's a great experience.
Oh, great. Okay. What is it you think could be improved to make it a little bit better?
Well, I've spoken to a lot of my friends and their friends and people that, even people that I don't really know, just speaking on the street with them. And part of our concern, if not a complaint, is that the street parking for bikes should be on the main drag, and I don't understand why they have to have vendors throughout the main drag. It'd be nice if they were either on the sidewalks or on the side streets, more so than impacting the bike parking. And a concern of mine has been when you have women with little children in strollers participating in the event, coming down and seeing the bikes, and you have bikers who like to show off. You know, that's what we're here for, show our bikes and have a good time. And it involves doing burnouts and revving their bikes up, and if anything were to happen...
All right, no, wait, all right, you lost me with the burnouts. What are burnouts?
A burnout is where you sit there and you lock your front brake and you turn your throttle up and you burn your back tire to make noise, make smoke, and attract a crowd. Okay. And it does attract a crowd, and a concern is, similar to an incident that happened in Hollister a few years ago, a bike got away from a guy, went through the crowd, and there were, I think, several fatalities. And that's a major concern when you've got children who are there. Why spoil their image of the event by doing something
So I want to just be straight. So your suggestion is that we take these street vendors, which are booths that are set up on the sidewalks that are in the streets, right?
Correct.
And move that to a side street.
Either to a side street or back them further off of the main drag where there's access for people to walk, as well as have an area for bikes to go from one end to the other. Another concern is, from my observation, there was only one way to get in, and that was on the south end of town. I'm not sure if the north end was open as well, because I didn't make it that far. But they weren't allowing any bikes to come in off of the side streets. And that makes it very congested when you've got all these bikes trying to get through and the crowds and so forth. And I'm not sure what the planning was for that, but maybe I'm not aware of all the aspects that affect it. But I think that in itself would facilitate bikes getting in, getting out, and so forth.
Okay, so we're talking more about how the ebb and flow of all of this and how it could be a bit smoother and safer.
Yeah. Safer is the main concern, yes.
Okay, anything else?
No, I think overall the event has been growing every year. I don't know what the total number was this year, but it was somewhere between 40 and 50,000. And I think everybody that comes to have a good time, and I heard very few grumblings.
That's good.
Yes, and I'm sure it's going to grow more. And there's a lot of bike-friendly businesses that make it worthwhile and a pleasant event to come to, and it keeps people coming back.
Oh, great. George, thank you so much for being with us. I happen to know that Mayor Bob Cashel is, at least if he's not watching this, having someone else watch it. So I think these are good suggestions, Bob. And now, coming up, our pundit panel.
Before you head to Carson, take care of yourself with a visit to Tamarack Junction. Catch a hot cup of coffee and the morning news on one of our 32 TVs and enjoy the best food in South Reno. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
The Abowed family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Today's lesson, another reason to take the Gold Rush Club Card Challenge. With the Gold Rush Card, you really have 3 cards in one. Use your cash back. You still keep your comps and drawing tickets. Use your comps. You still keep your cash and drawing tickets. And with your drawing tickets, you could win thousands in cold hard cash every week and still keep your cash back and comps. Does your club add up? Graduate to the Gold Rush Players Club. It's the smart thing to do. The Gold Dust West, south on Keystone, east on 4th.
When you sign up for Wells Fargo Free Checking, you get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Make your daily commute easy with breakfast or lunch at the Tamarack Junction. Enjoy daily specials, super fast service, and South Reno's freshest morning meals. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
We have our pundits going at it already. Bill Bilyeu, thank you for being here. Liz MacMenamin and Adam Mayberry. We have to start with Adam because he has a new job.
That's right.
You're leaving the airport to go to work for?
Congressman John Porter at the 3rd District of Nevada. He's our newest congressman.
A Republican?
He's a Republican indeed. I share a lot of the same values that Congressman Porter has. He represents the new district. You know, we've always had 4 electoral votes during presidential elections. Now we have 5 because of the seat that he picked up.
Even the governor got that wrong on the radio the other day. So, it's hard to remember that we have 5. Well, Adam has promised that John would come visit us. And we'll have him on the show, so you'll get a chance to meet him.
You bet.
Oh, that's great. Well, Adam, I'm going to start with you then.
Okay.
Okay, you are a public employee right now.
I am indeed, yes.
How do you feel about public employees not being allowed to, for instance, run for office or hold public office?
Well, first of all, you know, whatever I say today doesn't reflect the airport authority or the Congressman Porter's
right, your own personal views.
That's right. And I think on the surface, I think the initiative is an okay idea on the surface, but I think it's important to keep in mind, too, that there are a lot of public employees, even those that are in the legislature, that understand government, that have a good insight, that have some of the knowledge, skills, and abilities that can be used at the legislature. So I think that while there should be perhaps some guidelines, maybe a leave without pay, I think an all-out ban on public servants serving in the state legislature, I think that would be a step backwards.
Liz, you think guidelines will work, or you think there should be an out-and-out ban?
I'd hate to say out-and-out ban, Andy, because there are some very good legislators who are employed in the public sector and are good policymakers. I'd like to see possibly an abstention vote on their part, along with Ann O'Connell's. As Janine Hansen said, Ann O'Connell chose to abstain from voting on the tax issue. I think that if it's going to impact them financially, I think, yes, they need to step back and abstain from any kind of vote. But I agree with Adam. They do have an understanding maybe of the government that we don't. as far as making policy.
Bill, is it possible that you could have so many abstentions you couldn't get a vote?
That's true.
In the best of all possible worlds, yes. Yeah, I know. There's a great deal of merit to what they both say, and I welcome the initiative petition that's being started because it's going to open a public debate on this issue. In the past, I know that when I was in the legislature, the criticism was there were too many lawyers in the legislature. Actually, at the time, I think there were more ranchers than there were lawyers. There is no question that public employees are a dominant force in the legislature. My last count was 14. It may be higher, 15 or so. That needs to be looked at. It's inherently wrong, I believe, for people to be there voting in their self-interest for their employers. I think that's inherently wrong. But to say that we should absolutely bar them, I have difficulty with that too.
Well, how do you do it then? We already have a constitutional provision which up until 1947, I think it was enforced, where teachers were not allowed to take office. There was out in Mineral County, there was somebody who was elected to the legislature, right, and he or she was not allowed to take office because I heard about that. But then we didn't have any public employees for a long time, and then in the 80s we started to have public employees run for office, and the Attorney General and the Ethics Commission said it was okay, despite the Constitution. Hasn't been tested in court, though.
Not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of. And we do have the separation of powers, Article 3, which basically says that a member of one branch of government, be it legislative, executive, or judicial, cannot act in the capacity in another branch of government. But what that means has been subject to different interpretations by the Attorney General, and that's only an opinion, after all. No more valid than my opinion or any other lawyer's opinion.
We've talked on this show about Wendell Williams, a legislator from Southern Nevada, who right now has a number of ethics problems, to say the least. He has not paid his campaign disclosure fines yet. He's now paying out that $15,000 bill at $100 a month. He's also had speeding tickets up here. He just paid off a $600 fine up here for driving without a license or a suspended license. He's been suspended from his job working for the city of Las Vegas for just 2 weeks, though, as punishment for running up thousands of minutes of personal calls on his cell phone. What am I missing here, gang? Any other?
Well, I think it's important to keep in perspective that there are a lot of good legislatures that are public servants that have a high level of integrity, that do a good job for us. I don't think that some of these unfortunate incidents, as you've just discussed, should cast a shadow over what we have and what's good. I mean, if we're going to continue to have a part-time legislature, I think we're limiting ourselves if we say all public servants can't run for office. And I think that's a step in the wrong direction.
I'm more inclined to, if I'm going to change the system, I'd go back to the old Greek citizen state where you didn't run for office and have to amass all of this campaign money to be reelected. But if it was your turn, Ande Engleman, to go serve in the legislature, then you go serve your term in the legislature, and then you go home.
You mean like jury duty?
What a concept!
Yeah, same concept. I welcomed, when I ran for office, I specifically limited myself and decided to get out after a few years. And I'm a firm believer in term limits.
And for those who may not know, Bill, you were former assemblyman from Elko, and then the following year you were speaker.
Yes.
One of the few times that the assembly went Republican, you were the speaker.
Yeah.
And had a lot of fun. Huh?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun, and I believe that on balance, hopefully did more good than I did harm. That's what I want on my tombstone, by the way. On balance.
Good.
So, then went home and am leading a normal life, or insofar as I ever lead a normal life. But I think the real key here, and you mentioned Wendell Williams. Wendell Williams to me is not a failure in the sense of his being a public employee, but is a failure of the legislature itself to discipline its own members for wrongful conduct.
Absolutely.
That's the failure.
And I think our Ethics Commission should step forward and have maybe take a look at this issue, because this is to the forefront now. We've had other things happen during this past session, Andy, that there should have been discipline measures taken and weren't. So,
all right, and I have to tell you that I received a phone call from Speaker Richard Perkins last night, who had heard via the grapevine that he had been criticized on this show, which I did, because leadership had not shown more discipline. He did explain to me that he removed Wendell Williams from his chairmanship of the Education Committee, and that he could not remove the Speaker pro tem title that he held, that he didn't have the power for that.
Right.
And so I want to set the record straight on that. Very quickly, we're running out of time. Just very quickly from each of you, in Sparks, we had an episode where the "For God Bless America" was cut out of the signs at the discretion of the attorney. The mayor has put it back in. So let me ask you, where's the problem here? Do we just need to take the scissors away from the attorney?
Oh.
We need to get some common sense and some balance about these things. I mean, my goodness gracious, I mean, lawsuits over that kind
There wasn't
of thing.
even a lawsuit.
No, but it was the attorney said, well, we might be sued.
So, are we going to start throwing away our money? It says, "In God we trust." I mean, it's gotten out of control.
It's ludicrous.
It really is silly.
Ludicrous.
Common sense is the key, I think, as Bill's pointing out.
And balance, I do agree.
I strongly...
That's it. We're out of time. Sorry. Thank you, guys. Common sense is always welcome. We'll be right back.
Big Apple Pizza, best pizza in Nevada. Take one.
Today we're making homemade meatballs for a meatball parm. You like cheesesteak? I think you're like in South Philly right now. It's the best cheese ever made. Now that's how a Philly cheesesteak's supposed to look.
And here's little Cole.
This is authentic. We'll throw some pepperoni in here. Not gonna be shy about it. Yeah, I bet you guys didn't know I could do that. Don't skimp on the toppings. Authentic as it gets. Big Apple Pizza and Subs on the corner of Bering and McCarran. A New Jersey guy who knows how to make an East Coast pizza.
Would you like to savor a Trento pork chop? Or maybe pasta rags with grilled chicken? Hugo's Tuscan Grill at D'Andrea is a celebration of color, flavor, and freshness. Each dish is created from natural, wholesome foods that is delicious and nutritious. Hugo's is a comfortable restaurant with breathtaking city views. If you enjoy great food and good company, visit us here at Hugo's. It's the best that dining can be. 2900 South D'Andrea Parkway in Sparks.
Hi, I'm Dan.
And I'm Terry.
And this is Dan's Pizza and Parlor. Everything we make here is from scratch. Our fresh cut fries, homemade hamburgers made to order, fresh pizza dough made with 3 types of flour, and Terry's secret pizza sauce, and Dreyer's world-famous ice cream. And if you have a sports team, your kids can really have a great time here. Oh! Dan's Pizza and Parlor on Victorian Avenue, just down the street from Great Basin Brewery next to Pyramid Highway.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
Be with us on Monday when we have a very special guest. I'll be talking to U.S. Senator John Ensign. Until then, thank you for watching.